All right, another little log for energy within yourself as an artist is a big factor. I've always found we're pretty sensitive creatures. So what I put into my system does affect me. So food's a big part of that. And as I gradually got older, I've noticed that I have to watch what I eat more. When I was younger, didn't even cross my mind. Could just chuck whatever I want into the system. Didn't really think about it. Partying, alcohol, drink, drugs, smoking. That's a whole nother section which we'll come on to, because as a creative, especially if you go through the art institutions, it's kind of encouraged a little bit. I started in the party scene pretty young, sort of 16, heavily, but I was out drinking in pubs at sort of 14 in the UK. It's just the way it goes here. We're quite a drinking culture. Anyways, the reason I'm doing this record is I'm faced with a moral dilemma that I've had once before. Now, I do like fishing for the pot. I used to like fishing, then I felt really bad about the animal. Like, I didn't understand, didn't really think about it when I was younger. Course fishing, getting the fish out, have a look at, put back in. It's because I love nature and I'm like, oh, let's have a look at the fish. And then when I got a bit older and a bit more empathetic, I just felt sorry for the creature and stuff, just for me to selfishly want to look at a bit of nature. So, but a few people I've known who've been close to me have been vegetarians or vegans. So we talked about stuff. I was raised by a vet, so we had a lot of animals and things like that. I was raised in the country. Well, I was raised at quite a few different places, but predominantly in the countryside. So the ethics of eating an animal. Well, the reason I mention it today is over my shoulder, I've got this little chap here. Let me see if I can get the camera on. Let me rotate it. See that? This is where I live. That's the view out my window. And then so this fella, I'd like to say I've caught him. I haven't. He is, and he's still alive. And I just feel sorry for him, really, because he's got his own energy and stuff like that. Okay, I know people measure it probably about his nervous system, how conscious is he and stuff like that, but he's still his energy within there and stuff, and I do feel like I would love to be vegetarian and stuff like that, or vegan or whatever, but I've got a really fast metabolism and I just don't think it just wouldn't suit us. And also, my belief system is that every energy recycles and passes from one thing to another. Like black hole will eat a star, which then collapses the solar system. So what we're going to do, judge the black hole on its deconstruction of all the energy within that point what it's consuming, and we roll all the way through the system. He's got to eat energy to get energy within himself and stuff, but then what are we going to do, measure it by how cute the animal is, or the cognitive functioning and all stuff like that. So, but I still feel sorry for the fucker. This when I was out spearfishing once, and I'm not like Mr. Joe spear fisherman. I never catch anything. I've never shot a fish, never caught it like that. I will do, and when I'm away in the camper January to March, it'd be nice to do some more stuff like that. But at this point, I'm just fumbling my way through it, hence getting that. There's a local guy I know here, and he kind of gets them, and they're pretty reasonable for a chunky monkey like that. But I remember going spearfishing once, didn't catch anything, but as I was swimming back in, there was a big brown crab, big old shell on it like this. And I thought, oh, that'd be lovely. So I swam down, got him, and I was like, well, where the fuck do I put him now? So I kind of held him near my spear gun, and he just held on with his little Got pincers, his little claws on the spear gun. So now I'm swimming back with this crab, holding on for dear life on my spear gun, and I'm looking at the fucker the whole time, just like, this guy's gonna get eaten by me. And I felt sorry for him. I was like, maybe he or she's got family. Da, 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 da. So the whole time I'm swimming back, which took about 4 or 5 minutes, I'm thinking, should I just let him go? And then he or she, and then they can continue on their world. But then I thought, if I do that, I'm making this decision of a direction here of, am I going to stop eating animal products, anything animal product? And long and the short of it, energy recycles, from caterpillars on lettuces to, I don't know, shark eating us in the sea. I'm not going to judge that shark on, oh, that's a bad shark because it ate a person. Doesn't know what it's doing. It's just an eating machine and stuff. And what? Because we're conscious, we're supposed to, choose more. And then there's the ethical side of all the stuff that gets destroyed to create the vegan products. The list goes on. Long and the short, I'm having a little moment of thinking about energy into me. And food is a big one. So if you are sensitive to mental health, watching what you put in the system is really fucking important. If you put in loads of sugars in it, loads of caffeine, loads of salts, loads of processed food, it's going to affect your mental health and stuff. So the reason for doing this account is, washing machines having a mind of its own, glitching out. If you do struggle with your mental health, being a creative, which is what this is all about, because working in the creative field, you're 3 times more prone to anxiety and depression. You're 3 times more prone to other things, the anxiety, mental disorders and things like that. And the list is far and wide if you look back in history and stuff, because of several reasons. But the starting point is moving your body and just keeping a watch of what you put in it and stuff. So food, clean food, if you are going to be a meat eater, eat quite close to the product source. Try and get it as fresh as possible and try not to cook it for too long. Apparently this guy, 7 minutes in the boil, and I'm not going to cook him alive. I know that some chefs will say, to cook him alive. I'm not putting that poor fucker straight into boiling water. No way. I'm going to shut him down in the cold. I'll probably put him in the freezer because he's cold-blooded. So putting him in the freezer is going to put him to sleep real quick. And then he won't feel a thing. His whole nervous system's shut down. So that's the best I can do for him. But same with the vegetables and things like that. Try not to get like processed vegetables and all of that stuff. And you'll find healthier eating will clear up your mood and your mind a bit. I find when I'm overindulging in alcohol, shitty foods and bad sleep patterns, it affects my moods. So straight away when I'm struggling, I'm like, right, first thing, check, what am I putting in the system? And am I getting enough sleep? And am I getting enough exercise and time with nature? So the ethical dilemma, I've got to get this guy to sleep pretty quick, because even now I feel sorry for him. He's going to realise something's not right. He's not in the fucking sea and he's near his little holes and stuff like that, or she. So just a bit on food and diet and stuff like that. Keep it super fresh and watch what you put in the system. Drink, drugs, other stuff like that will come on to, as well as caffeines, nicotine, sugars. Sugars are a big old drug. But this one's just the ethical side of, do we eat meat or don't we? Make your own choice.